Bienvenidos, Sagittarius. This is for your April general collective message. Whether you are a Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign, or you are a cross watcher, or your soul just guided you over here to listen for a message that perhaps the Sagittarius part of your natal chart is trying to convey a message to you. Nonetheless, this is for the month of April. And I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you for allowing me to be a divine conduit. I was able to get some videos up. Some videos are still somewhat processing. So I'm hoping that I can just get your video out on the first run. Nonetheless, here we are. So I invite you to take a deep inhale with me through the nose. Holding, anchoring in divine love, and perfect trust. Exhaling, stepping your ego to the side. Stepping our ego to the side so that source, the most high of benevolence and truth and righteous and perfect love and perfect trust can use me as a divine conduit, a divine messenger for your highest and greatest good. I invite you to take the messages that resonate for you. All right, that's in divine alignment for your highest and greatest good. And if there is a message that perhaps you do not resonate with, but it is for your highest and greatest good, and there's some resistance there, that we invite divine intervention, as long as you will it, divine intervention to come into the space and bring you tangible confirmation, validation that this message is in fact for your highest and greatest good. And that if the message is in fact not for your highest and greatest good, that same divine intervention come in and swipe that shit out of your psyche, out of your earthly experience, and leads you to only be in alignment with that which is true, in alignment of your highest and greatest good. That is my will, and so it shall be. We're going to get started with some bones here, as I did for every other sign. And yeah, let's get into it. Did I say Sagittarius? It is Sagittarius. I hope I said Sagittarius, so I'm not trying to confuse anyone. All right, Sagittarius. Ooh, this dang on, listen, this didn't come up for every sign, but just damn near almost every sign. All right, I'm truly getting, because of Chiron's energy, being opposite the full moon in Libra on April 12th, that is why this vertebrae is coming out for a lot of people. Interesting enough, I feel like, was it Libra? Libras is still processing for some reason, but interesting enough, I'm not sure if it was the same ones, but like I know this and this was semi-different, but anyway, nonetheless, your physical body may be going through massive changes at this time. You may be feeling a call to either detox or just stretch your body a little bit more. Sagittarius, you may be feeling like maybe you want to get a new mattress or change your pillowcases. Maybe you need to change your pillowcases. I meant to say change your pillows. Or maybe you're just really coming to a space where you're wanting to change up your look. Maybe you were feeling a little bit uncomfortable with your clothes, or I'm getting, for some of you, maybe I went through like a breakup and you're now wanting to just like go through a physical transformation, or in the month of April you'll be going through a physical transformation here. Yeah, I'm hearing like bench pressing, so weightlifting, like some of you may be doing some weightlifting here. For some of you Sagittarius, I'm getting a strong need to take care of your like blood pressure, your heart, breathing, connecting with air. Some of y'all, this is in regards to your need to tap into integrity. Maybe some of you have been either bullshitting to yourself or to others, or something along the lines of like needing to be more honest, and then your blood and your heart will be functioning better. I'm not sure what that's about. That sounds like some shadow work, but we do have a serpent's vertebrae here. So this does tell me that this transformation that's happening could be due to your Kundalini rising, or spiritual purposes behind it here, so that you can actually grow and see and be with integrity and truth here. Truth breaks the spells of all illusions. I have to be mindful when I shake it here. Some of you could be wanting to listen to music more. Some of you could be allotting your ego even. I'm kind of getting that energy here. Some of you have a strong connection with dragons. Some of you, or like lizards. Oh, wow. I just noticed that. Some of you may be needing, being called to go to the ocean or to the mountains. Some of you are needing to energetically maybe cover your head or protect your crown, protect your energy. Yeah, the wounded warrior Chiron energy is really strong here for you. What I'm really getting is the month of April is going to teach you how to stand on your own 2 feet when it comes down to these changes in your life. Maybe you've been trying to distract yourself with fun, with other people, with places, with food, with so many different other things. And Spirit is really pushing you to confront your inner wounds here, because it's actually starting to leak or go into your health. Like you can't keep covering it up anymore. It's like literally like it's being exposed to the external world by way of your wellness, whether it's physical wellness or mental wellness, where maybe if any of y'all been lying, or where there has been any disingenuine energy, manipulative energies, or wombs, whether it could be family dynamic, it could be relational. You're not operating from a space where it is balance, or this could have been an energy that is extremely closely tied to you in your DNA. So like a family member that carries this energy, and either you are separating yourself from this to protect your crown, to protect your growth, or you're really being called to dive deep into those ancestral wounds for clearing, and be honest with yourself. If there's a thing about either addictions or avoidance, or manipulation here that you are causing or to yourself, or self-sabotaging, this is actually becoming a detriment to you. And so it's really advisable for you to get the help that you need, detox in the areas that you need a detox. Maybe you are needing to readdress how you're standing on your own 2 feet. There could be some codependency issues maybe for some of you. This is not everybody's case, remember, so this is a general message. You'll know if you've been lying to yourself, if you've been lying to others. You'll know if you've been dealing with some strong anxiety, or high blood pressure, or just feeling imbalanced, or like having family trauma come up to the surface. You'll know. So we're going to dive into some cards here. I did already pre-shuffle. I'm just gonna, Spirit, tell me for the month of April for Sagittarius, for my Sagittarius collective here. I'm sorry, I'm like moving the camera so much, it's probably shaking for y'all too. There you go. 2 more cards. This is your current energy. Oh, these all came out, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do this. Ooh, you're resisting a transformation, a change here. You may have started a death rebirth process here. You may have started a death rebirth process here. In the bottom of the deck is the Princess of Pentacles here. So this is like either a new beginning, a new opportunity, or something that you've been like, it's very fertile, it's full of potential here. But with this energy here, this tells me that like in the beginning of April, again, this could be like the family wounds, like this death rebirth process here. You are in a space of new beginnings, however, and healing. All right. This is divinely aligned with your chart. So there could be certain areas in your chart that you may really want to look at what the transits are doing. Excuse me. Give me one moment. Yeah, excuse me. So on April 12th, I'm not sure if I said the date, but April 12th, the full moon in Libra is going to be directly opposite of Chiron. And Chiron is the wounded warrior. So that transit perhaps has a major thing, or maybe even later on in the month. But this is your current energy in the beginning of April here. With the Devil in reverse, this tells me that you are truly coming into a space of needing to take more accountability for yourself, but also you're not really, you come to the awareness of where you have temptations and addictions at. And you may be guided because the stars for healing. Right? And maybe you don't want to change some of your habits here. Like you've gotten accustomed to just living your life with certain habits and certain patterns here. And with the Devil in reverse and the Death in reverse here, this tells me that it's hard for you to break through certain patterns. So this could be very much addictions that you're not really wanting to let go, but you are aware of how toxic it is. This could also be here that either a family member had like transitioned and is trying to talk to you from the other side, so that either they transitioned due to like deep depression or psychological issues or even health issues, and you are like kind of experiencing a lot of similar patterns to that, and they're trying to like guide you to not have the same story as them. They could have been a younger sibling. Doesn't necessarily have to be. I'm just getting like a little girl energy. So, and I know this is like super trigger warning, so I'm sorry if you, my condolences if somebody did have like a little sister or something that transitioned due to certain like health issues or mental health. And I'm sorry if I'm so loud. I don't know if you hear the ice cream truck in the background. It's so loud. I do see here that Spirit is truly putting in your face where you need to heal at in the beginning half, or the beginning part of April here. So Spirit, tell me a little bit more for Sagittarius. For some of you, this is also like you're coming to a space of needing to let go of certain things, or maybe you've let go of like you could be detaching from some of the other shit that's you know, preventing full growth. I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper. Tell me a little bit more here for Sagittarius for the month of April, Spirit. Tell me a little bit more here for Sagittarius in the month of April. Okay, abundance. We like that. Meditate. I felt the need for you to meditate. You could be definitely dealing with a trickster energy, especially with the devil card in reverse here. This could be either you have been a trickster, like I mentioned, manipulative energy, right? So when the devil card is in reverse, this is somebody who's either gatekeeping, lying, or misusing their ability of like either how to speak, or like they may have like the gift of gab is what I'm being quoted. So like you could sell salt to a slug, right? Or maybe you can channel information easily, or you have like natural wisdom, or you have some information that you are either telling half truths to, or manipulating, or conscripting with like hidden agendas, hidden motives, this information, or something isn't completely revealed. There's a strong lesson on discernment. There could be deception and half truths even. If it's not you being manipulative, somebody in your life definitely is. And so spirit is like saying, ask better questions to get more truths. Or this person can be like speaking in riddles in your life. So there's definitely like a trickster energy here that is really fucked up if you ask me. But Spirit is also saying, take time to meditate, to be still, to quiet the mind, sit in silence, surrender to nothing. Turn off all devices, close your eyes and breathe. Let go of thoughts and expectations. So this could also be like maybe the trickster is your own ego, and it's time for you to transcend the ego into divine wisdom, right? For you to truly access divine abundance. You could be guided to use energy balls, create, envision, and use with purpose. Create them in different sizes with different chi force, and use for healing, protection, or defense. And I do believe it's for healing. I do strongly believe that, and I'm going to just put abundance here because abundance is your birthright nonetheless. But are you getting an abundance of bullshit in your life because you're contributing to allowing abundance of bullshit in your life? Are you creating an abundance of bullshit in your life? Or are you just a naturally abundant person and you're using money as a way to manipulate? I don't know. See, no is in the bottom of the deck here, so you could be asking a yes or no question. And I feel like this no, like if you ask am I being manipulative, and you say no, definitely meditate here. You know where you've been lying. So this can be that consequences is coming in. This could also be that where there's a no, maybe abundance is behind that door. So rejection being divine protection, essentially. It says abundance comes in many forms, where attention goes, energy flows. That is abundance. So what are you paying attention to? Abundance is an energy that thrives in all areas. Let her in with love and all good things. So there could be a financial change. If this was in regards to like letting, you were getting let go from a job or something like that, I could see certain changes happening. Spirit, tell me a little bit more about this this death energy. Tell me a little bit about death in reverse here. I feel like you're not letting go of the past. Yeah, that's what they're telling me. You're not letting go of the past. You're not really there could be things in your past that has wounded you that you need to heal from, but you're not healing from it in a healthy way. or you're stuck to like certain addictive characteristics or tendencies here. Tell me a little bit more here as to what is going to be coming later on for the Sagittarius in the month of April. Tell me a little bit more here, and then I'll get some advice. Tell me a little bit more for Sagittarius in the month of April. Tell me a little bit more in the month of April. Death card wanted to come out again, this time upright. Definitely resisting some changes here. Okay. Tell me a little bit more. This could be the no answer. Somebody can start, yeah. That's a lot of cards. Tell me, that's a lot of cards. Just give me one more card here for the month of April for Sagittarius. Thank you. Oh yeah, needing to properly reciprocate energy righteously, bringing in perfect balance. That card also flipped over, so I wanted to because all the other cards are in the same direction. So like I said, there's a resistance in holding on here. There's a resistance in holding on, and because you're refusing to let go of this situation here, Spirit is putting you in a space where even your finances, like abundance may be your birthright, and it may be easy for you to naturally tap into your abundance. In the same token, as long as there's this trickster energy, there's the lying, the deception, the addictions and whatnot, right? It's going to keep you in a space where you're constantly having to work extra hard. You're gonna be having to budget your money a little bit different. Maybe you're becoming a little bit more stingy or greedy even. So where people may be looking at you for like love, or looking for you for assistance or guidance or companionship, whatever, you can be like withholding. And I was getting that with the Devil card, like withholding information or withholding gifts here, or just not giving a proper balance of reciprocation here. And like also getting into a space where like you're letting your temptations, you're holding your finances and investing in like other temptations. So there's something about minding your investments, and maybe you feel like that's what you're trying to come into balance to. I feel like this is the no frequency with the Queen of Swords here. This is someone who's like, I'm not gonna let you keep hurting me, or I'm not gonna let you like keep lying or manipulating me. So they're holding the sword of truth here, while on the other hand, they are protecting themselves essentially. Even if it like hurts them or it hurts you, it's like you won't get cut or you won't get stabbed unless you walk into it with your lies and deception anyways. Because you can't lie to me. This queen here, she's very sharp with her words, but she's very intuitive. She's very in tune with divine wisdom and knowledge here. She's just not playing that fucking game here. And so here it's like you could be either they're either needing to work hard, or this is like a mastery of self even. Spirit, tell me a little bit more here. Tell me about this Eight of Pentacles here. I feel like this is really about you trying to work things out with yourself, or work things out in the areas where maybe life had been chaotic and troubled. But Spirit is like, or this Queen of Swords here is like, you're not about to like be running this like this game here on me. Or it can very well be the other way, right? Maybe you're coming in with strong intuition and this and like discernment here, and you're like, nope, I'm not gonna let you fucking like breadcrumb me. I'm not gonna let you fucking put me into a space of scarcity and fear. Like But there's someone like trying to walk away from their home, and then like this guy is like, he's looking back at his home, or he's looking back at his past, but he's like, you know, with this other being here, it's like he's not looking forward. He doesn't even see where he's about to walk into, essentially, right? So, you know, there's a deep reflection about not letting go, Sagittarius. You keep looking at the past and you're not looking at what's in front of you. And, you know, this Queen of Swords is very much looking forward, moving in the right direction here. And it's like you're being guided. Who are you being guided by? Essentially here there is a corpse here, so it could be an ancestor, a spirit guide, or a family member, like I mentioned, that passed away here. And so I will say, you know, meditate. If this spirit guide is a trickster, and you need to ask better questions as to what advice you're really asking them for, or even just put down firm boundaries in regards to the communication not coming in, so that you're only receiving benevolent messages. Because with that energy here, there's like false hope. There's looking at the past while trying to move forward. You know your ships are about to come in, but in the same token, you're like, there's a lot of nasty work, and it's so fucking like, it's messy. I would definitely say it's messy. So let's get some advice here from the fairies. That was quick, fast. Lestat, Moon's daughter, 38. And then we have this soul shrinker. Whoo-wee, yes. There's definitely, if it's not you, I'm going to ask you, and you obviously, like, this for you to reflect on, right? But how are you shrinking yourself? How are you belittling yourself? Who and what are you allowing in your life to make you feel smaller? Whether it's your own thought processes, or it's an entity, an ancestor, or someone living. Whether it's yourself. I'm feeling guided to read both. I wasn't going to read both, but it just seems very, very, very significant here, especially with all this energy that I'm getting. This is really intense. It's a different reading from like all the other signs that I was getting here. And I feel like spirit is like screaming it in your face so that you can truly know where you gotta work at here. So we're gonna start with Lestat here, and Moon's daughter. Lestat's card number 38. 38 can be significant to you. So it says, light cast in shadows, spiritual guidance, illumination, and riddles. And riddles is coming out twice. All right, so riddles can very much be a part of this lesson and experience here for you in April. She is the bringer of light in the darkness, yet moonlight both reveals and conceals. Her bright, fiery hoof prints lights the path ahead of you, guiding you through the dark. She is also one of the guides at the passage between the other worlds and this world. It is she who, with her bright light, tends the gate of revelation, showing us that the way through by illumination, while her sister Expona helps guide us through the gates of despair. Lestat's gate is much more fun. Yet, in the process of guiding us, Lestat may pull a veil of cloud across the face of her mother, the moon. And 3 steps later, we fall into a bog. That should wake you up, she thinks. smiling wisely. She disapproves of sleepwalking, which is something that most of us humans do a great deal of. The night contains too much magic and beauty and wisdom to walk through it unseen. You may find her activities helpful. You may find them frustrating. How you take them is entirely up to you, but they are intended to help you awaken. Bear in mind that she does not trip us. She merely places an obstacle or pitfall in our path, and we, sleepwalking and unaware, step right into it. We don't have to do that. As always, it is our choice. Before I keep reading, that's like literally, this is her. Like, if you look forward, you don't have to step into the fire in that way. But if you're not looking forward, then that was your choice to step into that fire. So Lestat wants us to be open to the great unknown, to the mystical, not necessarily magical experiences that teach us an expanded way to relate to the multiverse, all of the worlds and dimensions together. She is the daughter of the moon, but she is also an illuminated child of unity, wishes you to get in touch with your subconscious and find the treasures there. Lestat hopes you will reach for your higher self. You're not yet realized cosmic wisdom. You know far more than you know you know. You know far more than you know. There are places in ourselves that we may have feared because they are shadowed and unknown. We may imagine them full of monsters when in fact they are inhibited by joyful spirits. She wishes us to explore their terra incognita because that is where much of our potential and yet unexplored wisdom lies. Lestat reaches into our deepest minds, opening long shut doors, illuminating and revealing the uncultivated ground of our being, our hidden senses and talents. She speaks to us in a language of symbols, as fairies often do. Because words are so limited, any one symbol may speak to us on many levels of consciousness and about many different aspects of being. If we spend time contemplating it, Lestat is a sphinx, and finding the answers of her profound riddles gives us keys to the multiverse. If you are attending to your dreams and visions and studying everyday occurrences, trying to discover the deeper levels of meaning in the symbols there, you are learning the language of Lestat. That language is spoken by artists, poets, whose works are informed by rich symbolism. Discovering it through study, through looking within ourselves, and through interaction with fairies not only teaches us the language of fairy, of art, and of high poetry, but it also gives us keys to our own psychic abilities and the deep levels of our own psyche, where the singers and the creative force of unity are most easily found. Through revelation and the ecstatic experience of the mystic, Lestat faces and leads us into the future. She prefers to let the old stuff of the past fade away in the illumination of insight and newly accessed wisdom. In a reading, you may be finding apparently random events and ideas are falling into pattern and beginning to make sense to you. Things may be flowing more easily than you are accustomed to, and your decisions and choices may be bringing an unusually high degree of success. Psychic abilities, hunches, intuitions, foreknowings are becoming clearer and making more sense. Trust the process. Lestat also brings psychic dreams for lighting the future and illuminating the present. These dreams often speak to you in symbols as fairies won't to do. When this energy is out of balance, if someone is experiencing free-floating anxiety, impeccable self-doubt, or a tendency to accidents, it may be that change is occurring at a very deep level of their psyche. In various stages of such work, as changes take place on a deeply unconscious level, some disruptive energies rise to the surface of consciousness. Be especially careful and watchful as you go through your daily activities. When we are occupied on these deep levels with change, many of our automatic coping mechanisms fail to work properly. We are too busy deeper down to pay attention to whether or not the traffic light is red or the shoelaces are untied. Alternatively, this card may indicate that Lestat is working behind the scenes with others to bring about change, which in turn will probably eventually elicit change in you. This card can also signify that someone is unreasonably and unrealistically demanding superhuman perfection from others. Lestat's advice on this is don't. Another alternative is that by ignoring dreams, omens, insights, that are trying to occur at a deep level, someone is denying or blocking change. Lestat does what she can, but when her help is refused, she refers people to her sister, the wild one. I'm not going to read the entire thing for the Soul Shrinker because it's in the fucking word Soul Shrinker. But I am going to read what that card means when it comes up. So the Soul Shrinker is about cruelty, malice, gossip, curses, destruction, blessings. In a reading, it is critical and malicious thoughts and words are having a detrimental effect on the situation and the people involved in it. Steps need to be taken to banish this cursed energy through love and compassion, or at the very least, through forgiveness and a refusal to accept the curse into oneself. Understanding the implications of this and transforming the behaviors and feelings involved is a major and often very difficult step in human spiritual development. One of the things usually involved here is taking responsibilities for ourselves and our feelings rather than blaming others for the way we are. Another part of this process is to learn to be compassionate towards ourselves. If we can do that, it is much easier not to be horrible to and about others. This doesn't mean that we are supposed to be all sweetness and light all the time. Constructive criticism given compassionately is a part of being real, and reality is a good thing to be in touch with. This energy can also be symbolic of malice, vicious gossip, and cruelty, malicious, vicious gossip and cruelty are occurring somewhere in this situation, cursing the people involved. The best way to change this is to begin scattering blessings, thank yous, positive feedbacks, and kind words in all directions. It helps a lot if they are actually meant. Whew, wow. That is quite some fucking intense energy there, Sagittarius. you know, I really affirm that, you know, as you're listening to this message, that you are gaining the clarity it is that you need for your highest and greatest good. And that if there's someone that's mistreating you, that you do the best that you could to just cut that energy out and find yourself in a healing journey where you can honor your greatest good. And if it's you, I highly suggest that you stop the bullshit, because this is very detrimental for many lives, and you may be unaware of it, but with the fact that it's coming up here, it's something that Source is really guiding you to take a look at and meditate on and heal. So that you can actually get into a space of abundance. So we're just going to pull a final card here, of a final card, a closing card here from the Dragon Spirits. Whoa, that flew right out. In the bottom of the deck, we have Silver Luna Dragon. Bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance, practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your casual chakra. And I'm really feeling guided to leave that energy out. Wow. And then you have the Black Dragon. Cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. Meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. All right, I can't tell you any more to meditate. It's definitely coming in loud and clear for your reading. I'm sorry, I'm going to let that pass just in case you hear that. But taking time to meditate, taking time to go and do some shadow work here, really allow yourself to step into the space of reflection and compassion. Whether if it's not you and somebody else has been really critical to you, mean, malicious, cruel to you, there's a strong need for you to remember who you are as a compassionate, loving source of light here, and utilize the darkness within you to null and void anything that's not serving you in the ways that it neutralizes it, so that you can transform that energy into an energy of unconditional love that does serve your highest and greatest good. Sagittarius, this was a very intense, heavy, even my chest was heavy while reading your energy, and as I let go and leave you with your own divine energy, my chest is lighter. So I truly I would recommend maybe some lotus tea, recommend some chamomile tea, recommend some breath work, even energy balls, you know, for healing, some Reiki energy. But please do what is necessary for you to be on your healing journey here, and stop allowing your soul to shrink and the souls of others to shrink here, because there's more to life that is filled with abundance and love that could be experienced if you allow yourself. Okay, thank you so much, and I wish you the absolute best. Peace.